The average gym member pays about $50 a month and goes exactly 0 times. Not 0 times ever, 0 times that month. And the gym is completely fine with that. In fact, the entire business model depends on it. This is called the overcapacity problem, and gyms solved it by turning it into a feature. Here's how it actually works. A typical commercial gym has maybe 1,500 pieces of equipment and floor space for about 300 people at once. But that same gym sells memberships to 6,000 or even 10,000 people. That's an oversell ratio of more than 30 to 1. If even half those members showed up on the same Tuesday, the gym would physically collapse under the demand. But they don't show up. And that's the whole game. Studies suggest that about 67% of gym members never actually use their membership. That number isn't a failure. It's the profit margin. Let's talk about where the money actually comes from. Most gyms charge somewhere between $10 and $80 per month, depending on the tier. Planet Fitness charges $10 a month at the basic level. That's less than 2 coffees. At that price, canceling feels almost embarrassing, like canceling Netflix for $10. So people don't cancel. They just quietly stop going. And the $10 keeps leaving their bank account every single month. Multiply $10 by $10,000 members and you get $100,000 a month from one location. Planet Fitness alone has over 18 million members across roughly 2,400 locations. Their annual revenue is over $1 billion. Now here's the part most people miss. Planet Fitness doesn't actually own most of those locations. About 90% of Planet Fitness gyms are franchises. That means Planet Fitness, the corporation, makes money whether or not the individual gym is profitable. Franchisees pay an upfront fee, ongoing royalties, and a cut of every membership sold. The corporate entity is essentially a toll booth on the road to cheap fitness. But let's get back to the psychology, because this is where it gets really interesting. Every January, gym signups spike by about 12%. Gyms call this the January effect, and they plan for it every single year. New members flood in with ambition, pay their sign-up fee, and most are gone by February. Gone from the gym, but not from the billing system. The average person who quits the gym keeps paying for 5 months before canceling. At $40 a month, that's $200 in pure guilt money. Gyms are very much aware of this pattern. They design around it. Look at how they structure cancellation. It's rarely one click. Some gyms require you to cancel in person at the gym during specific hours. That means you have to go to the place you've been avoiding to stop paying for it. Others require written notice sent by certified mail. In 2024, this friction isn't accidental. The friction costs the gym almost nothing and earns it an extra month or two. There's an economic term for this. It's called a negative option. A negative option means you keep paying unless you actively do something to stop it. Gyms, streaming services, and subscription boxes all live on this principle. The gym industry was one of the earliest to master it. Now let's talk about the actual cost to run a gym, because it's cheaper than you think. The biggest cost for any gym is the lease. Commercial real estate in most cities runs anywhere from $15 to $40 per square foot per year. A mid-sized gym at 20,000 square feet could be paying $400,000 to $800,000 a year just in rent. Next comes equipment. A full set of commercial-grade machines for a mid-sized gym runs roughly $200,000 to $500,000. But that's a one-time cost, and gyms often lease it rather than buy. Staff is surprisingly small. A basic gym might run on 4 or 5 employees per shift. That keeps labor costs low, which is why your gym's front desk feels like a ghost town. Utilities are significant. Those lights and treadmills run 24/7 at some locations. All in, a mid-sized gym might have monthly expenses of around $80,000 to $150,000. With 10,000 members at $40 a month, revenue is $400,000, costs are $150,000. That's a $250,000 monthly profit from a business where most customers never actually come in. Now let's talk about the premium tiers, because that's where the real margins hide. Most gyms offer a basic tier and a premium tier, and sometimes called Black Card, Elite, or Plus. The premium tier at Planet Fitness runs about $25 a month, 2.5 times the base price. For that, you get tanning, massage chairs, and guest passes, none of which cost the gym very much. Tanning beds are a recurring revenue machine. They're popular, cheap to run, and wildly high margin. Premium members are actually more likely to use the gym occasionally, which is fine, because the margins still work. The gym also makes money from personal training, usually through a separate fee structure. Personal training sessions can run $50 to $100 per hour, with trainers taking 20% to 40% of that. The gym keeps 60 to 80 cents on every training dollar from someone else doing the actual work. Then there's retail, protein shakes, water bottles, branded gear sold in the lobby. Retail has enormous markups. A protein shake that costs $1 to make sells for $5 at the counter. High-end gyms like Equinox go even further. They sell a lifestyle, not just equipment. Equinox charges over $200 a month in many locations. That's $2,400 a year. At that price, canceling hurts, so rich people keep paying even when they don't go. The psychological principle here is called the sunk cost effect. The more you've paid, the less likely you are to quit. Equinox has also launched a luxury apartment complex called Equinox Hotels. Memberships to the gym are bundled in. That's vertical integration. They own the whole lifestyle from your morning workout to your hotel bed. Now let's talk about the one thing that could actually break the gym business model. If everyone who had a membership actually showed up every day, most gyms would go bankrupt. They literally cannot service the product they are selling. This is what economists call a credence good. You pay for the option to use something, not the use itself. Insurance works the same way. You pay hoping never to use it. The gym sells you peace of mind. The warm feeling that you could work out if you really wanted to. That feeling is worth $40 a month to a lot of people. The COVID-19 pandemic exposed the fragility of this model almost immediately. When gyms were forced to close, tens of millions of people realized they could cancel. And many did. The U.S. gym industry lost roughly $30 billion in revenue in 2020. Around 25% of gyms in the U.S. closed permanently during the pandemic. The gyms that survived were the ones with the lowest cost structure and the stickiest memberships. Peloton spiked during the pandemic, but that's a different, stranger story. Post-pandemic, gym memberships rebounded fast because the psychology of January never goes away. Here's the most counterintuitive part of all of this. The gym actually needs you to want to go, even if you never do. If you stop believing you'd ever work out again, you'd cancel immediately. The gym needs to keep selling you hope, which is why gym advertising always shows fit people, not average ones. The ads are not for new members. They're for existing members who are on the fence about canceling. Every motivational poster in a gym is an economic tool. So the next time you walk past your gym bag and feel vaguely guilty, know this. That guilt is worth about $480 a year to somebody. The gym doesn't want your sweat. It wants your optimism and your autopay. The best customer in the gym business is one who never actually shows up. And this model has a name. Economists call it the faux membership or shrouded cost problem. You buy the idea of a service, not the service itself. It works because humans are relentlessly, almost heroically optimistic about their future selves. Behavioral economists call this the intention-action gap, the distance between who you plan to be and who you actually are at 7 a.m. on a Tuesday. Gyms exploit this gap so systematically that a 2006 study found members who paid per visit would have saved money over those on monthly contracts, in some cases by hundreds of dollars a year. Yet almost nobody chooses pay-per-visit because committing to a monthly fee feels like committing to the gym. The annual contract is even better for the gym. It front-loads your cash and resets your optimism exactly once a year in January. That January spike in signups is so predictable that gym chains literally budget around it. It is called the New Year effect in the industry. By February, attendance drops sharply. One industry analysis found gym visits fall roughly 50% from their January peak within 6 weeks. Some gyms have actually started opening more locations in January, not because they expect more visitors, but because a new shiny gym resets members' optimism. Peloton tried a different version of the same trick. Sell the equipment once, then charge a monthly subscription forever for content you could theoretically get elsewhere. When pandemic lockdowns ended and people started going outside again, Peloton's subscriber numbers collapsed. Turns out guilt only works when the equipment is in your living room staring at you. The broader lesson is that any business selling a better future you can use this playbook. Language apps, meditation subscriptions, meal kit services, they all share one structural feature. The cost is automatic and invisible, and the benefit requires ongoing effort from you. Regulators have noticed the FTC's click-to-cancel rule introduced in 2024 now requires subscriptions to be as easy to cancel as they were to sign up for. Gyms lobbied hard against easy cancellation, which tells you everything you need to know about where their revenue actually comes from. The gym business is not really in the fitness industry, it's in the hope industry, and hope, it turns out, has excellent margins.